for boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where you can find some of the greatest football news, football games, football analytics, football jokes. Sometimes we got some jokes, football predictions, and we are almost there. We are on the fringe of kickoff, and we still yet have two teams left, one NFC team, one AFC team, and they just so happen to be, as C-Dub would say, near and dear to our hearts. C-Dub, what's going on, baby?
What's up, man? It's funny how we got to this point, huh?
It is
crazy how the wheel just made it to where our teams were last.
Yeah. It's funny how it, even if we want to take credit for some things, the wheel always has a say in how things go after that, too.
You can't even say we saved the best for last. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, we really cannot say that. So, for you guys and girls wondering what we're talking about, C-Dub is a New Orleans Saints fan, and myself, Dirty, I am a New York Jets fan, and we are very, 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 very well aware of what this year brings both of our teams. So we are not naive to what is happening in the 2025 era. And we made it a little fun. We danced around the Wheel of Destiny a little bit. We put on our dancing shoes and our two left feet.
Yeah, we did. And as we've been going through this series, we did add a couple more helmets to the background here, which, if you can't tell, they are Saints ones. So
I mean, I would not be surprised. Got the mini ones in there?
Yeah, so you got, let's see, Drew Brees, Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, Honey Badger, unsigned, and Spencer Rattler, signed helmet. So
good old Spencer.
The rat-a-tat-tat.
But with that being said, and before we jump into these two teams, let's dive into some news, baby. So the news today is brought to you by Norse-Hall.com. If you want some of your hot sauce for these hot takes, get some of your hot sauce and some mead, M-E-A-D.
The need for mead.
Yep, a little bit of honey wine there. That's basically what it is. It's an old school liqueur that is made straight from honey and other great vegetations. And good stuff. And if you have not already, follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and stay connected with us. Give us that follow button, hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave us a comment, hit those 5 stars, swipe up on Spotify and iTunes, and let us know what you think put us in the algorithm. The news is also brought to you by FGM Label, First God Movement Label. If you guys want some cool tunes, some cool music, such as what we have in the beginning of our shows and the end, feel free to hit them up on Instagram, and you can get some cool sounds from them. That's how we do. But going into the news today, it just so happens that day 2 in a row, the news kind of mirrors exactly what we will be talking about, and that is the New York Jets. And the Jets' Elijah Vera Tucker suffers a tricep tear today. So Vera Tucker's injury is believed to be a torn tricep that could end his 2025 season before it even starts, according to Adam Schefter. It is unknown if he tore the same tricep as he did in 2022. But the Jets' right guard Elijah Vera Tucker could miss significant time after suffering a potentially serious arm injury. His season may even be in jeopardy. So Vera Tucker is seeking a second opinion on his arm with the surgery under consideration. The injury occurred during positional drills as the Jets prepared for the Week 1 matchup against the Steelers. Vera Tucker's third major injury in 4 years. He missed most of 2022 with a torn tricep, 2023 with a ruptured Achilles, but managed to put together a mostly healthy season in 2024 with only 2 games missed due to a minor injury. Staying healthy was therefore paramount to his financial future heading into a contract year, but this latest development could significantly impact his next payday.
Man, that's a tough loss there for you.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I to be honest, I think he'll probably be out. But when he's in, he's a mauler. You could arguably say he's the best offensive lineman on that line. And that is actually not saying it like, oh, what's that saying about the Jets? He is a mauler. He will play through the whistle. He will put you on your ass. Like
I think he can play all positions too, right?
They've moved him around. Yeah, he's played guard, he's played left guard, he's played right guard, he's played left tackle, he's played right tackle. Like that is wild that he's done all that. And actually he's held it down when he was in right and left tackle too. Yeah. So not exactly an easy thing, but
well, funny enough, I also have a little bit of news as well coming from the New Orleans camp.
Okay.
So Chase Young, the edge rusher for the Saints, suffered a calf injury in practice today. So this is first reported by Nick Underhill. And he states that Chase Young's injury isn't anything too serious, still getting checked and evaluated, but it's not believed to be anything drastic. Okay. So based on that, he'll probably be out for a whole month plus. Because last season, he actually played 17 games, registered 5.5 sacks, but also topped his career high with 21 quarterback hits and 34 pressures, were tied for the 13th most in the NFL. So big hit for that Saints defense if he's not able to get out there.
Yeah. It's just, it's all coming together now. So, I mean, the good thing, at least for the Jets, I'll say this, is that they have Tippmann in center. And they can shift him over to guard. He's played guard, lots of guard. He's played that position a lot. And you have Myers, who came from Green Bay, who was also the Ohio State center for Justin Fields. So it's a little bit of familiarity there, playing with him in Ohio State. So, hey, that's why you got him, in case something happened. And you know what? Something happened. So at least we're not sitting here trying to figure out who's going to fill the spot. You know who's going to fill the spot, but now you have to get that depth back again. So you have time right now to do it, but you don't want to wait to the last minute to fill that depth role again. So hopefully it doesn't hinder. Hopefully he is only out for a certain amount of time. And, if not, next man up mentality, right? That's how we play the game. Mm-hmm. Same with the Saints, right? Whoever's in, I don't know who's on the depth chart over there at the Saints, but
we'll visit it. But you have now, if Chase Young's going to miss the game, you'll have a combination Granderson, Cam Jordan. Mm-hmm. You also have Chris Rump that came over, I think, from Chargers, roughly. But you got some guys that'll rotate in and make an impact. But hopefully he can get out there.
Yeah. All right. So which one do you want to do first?
Is there a way we could flip a coin or something? Can we just
Yeah, we could do a coin. Of course we can. Come on, man.
Heads we go Jets, tails we go Saints. I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah. Hold on.
Or can you just throw them on the wheel and we just whoever spins? Might be easier. I wish we could ask the people what they want, but they'll
No,
already
I
be
got
listening
you.
to this.
I got you, baby. Check this out. Say no more. Okay.
No more.
All right. I know we usually do the Wheel of Destiny, but I got you.
All
I
right.
got you. All right. So best out of 3?
Nah, let's just rip the band-aid off. Flip it.
Wow.
Who dat, baby?
All right. Let's do
Who
it.
dat? So, gosh, where do we even start? How far this great franchise has fallen since the Drew Brees era? Drew Brees and Sean Payton era, I guess. I don't even know where I want to start.
You know what? Let me start. I'll start.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, because I know that you can take this somewhere if I bring it somewhere, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start off with the place that we love dearly and where we met. Let's start at the combine, okay? Because we went there and we were looking at a lot of quarterbacks. So let's start with the quarterback room here with Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, and Jake Haener. Okay.
Yep.
Tyler Shuck, round 2, did not get a lot of talk until probably leading up to the draft. Actually,
Yeah, it was really late in the process where he started getting his name mentioned more, I guess.
And coming out of Louisville, he's that's exactly what Kellen Moore kind of wanted. He got a quarterback situation in there, and they were battling it out for a little bit, and it just turns out that Spencer Rattler got that starting job. So you have some options in there. I'm not saying it's the sexiest options. Obviously, you guys are looking for your QB of the future, right? Not to say Shuck or Rattler can't be it, but we'll see how this offense pans out and how it's going to work out for them. But let's look at some of their weapons that they have and their offensive line that they have. You do have Chris Olave from Ohio State that was drafted in 2022, first rounder. You do have Brandon Cooks, who continues to, I don't know, just deliver each year.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
no matter where he goes, he produces.
He does.
So it's kind of weird because he's an older player at this point in his career, and Saints are kind of forced to kind of go into a mini rebuild with the retirements of Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu. So he doesn't kind of really fit the moves that the team's been making. But he's a great player, so he's just another reliable veteran target that you're going to give to these young quarterbacks. Rattler's the starter going forward. I think he'll have a longer leash, but I think this is a really underrated receiving core. It's a lot of speed.
Yeah, and Shaheed, perfect in the slot there, and then this is a dude that's very quick, 5'11", 180, and he's a speed monster over there, just running around.
Yeah, he's really grown as a receiver too, so he can play outside, he can play inside. He's a really ascending young player. Probably a guy too that, last year he was on fire before he hurt. He hurt his knee. But he was kind of playing that role where everyone thought Olave would, where he's catching passes deep down the field from Derek Carr and all that. So, but getting these receivers back healthy will make a huge difference in Kellen Moore's offense.
I can see that, and I do like the depth. You have Trey Palmer that was from the Buccaneers, Mason Tittman out of Yale, smaller guy. More of I'm going to say a slot guy kind of, but I in my opinion. But then you traded for Devon Vile from Denver, so so you do have some guys over here, and Vile is 6'4", 210. That's a
he had size to this room that we didn't have at all.
Yeah. So looking at that, I would say that he does have weapons, along with going over to that tight end room, who Juwan Johnson. And look, this dude lines up as a wide receiver most of the time, I believe you said, right?
He was a converted receiver from Oregon.
Oh, there you go.
So he played receiver in college, converted to tight end. Not the best blocker. He's improved a little bit as a blocker, but he's a receiving threat. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on him to start the season because he needs to be a security blanket, and he hasn't really. He got the big contract in the offseason.
Mhm.
So now it's time kind of him to kind of prove it
Yeah.
and live up to that contract expectations. But he could definitely be a security blanket for these young quarterbacks.
And why don't I do kind of want to take a good look at this offensive line, because you have everybody's a first rounder except for the one guy, Eric McCoy, the center, who is a second rounder in
And he's probably the best of
2009.
them all.
Yeah, I'm looking here, and he is ranked very high, man. Like, this dude has been doing his job, and you know, is I mean, probably one of the best in the league, if I could say.
Yeah, because he actually dealt with a lot of injuries last year as well, which also, I mean, the story of the Saints last year was injury after injury after injury,
Mhm.
right? Towards the end of the season, you just had a lot of practice squad guys going out there and trying to execute with the rookie quarterback. It just wasn't a recipe for success. But
Yeah.
this offensive line, there's been a lot of resources invested in this offensive line. You just want to start seeing them reap the benefits of it, right? There's been a ton of injuries. We got Kelvin Banks Jr., who they took in the first round of this year's class, left tackle out of Texas, who is really athletic, has great feet. He can be kind of that stalwart tackle that they wanted Trevor Penning to be when they took him. Right, he comes from a really good program at Texas. He's started each year at Texas since he was a true freshman. So this guy's a beast. I believe he's only 21 years old. So he's still growing, and his ceiling is through the roof. Trevor Penning, he's came from a smaller school. They took in the first round. They actually traded with the Eagles to get that extra first round pick to be able to take him. Injuries and confidence issues has kind of just been his issue, right? He's a mauler type. He wants to kind of get your hands on you in the run game. Not great in pass protection, but he's had his up and downs. He's played left tackle, right tackle, and now he's been shifted into guard. He's dealing with an injury, so I don't think he'll be available to start the season. So you'll probably see Dylan Reduns, who came over from Tennessee. I believe he started for him last year. But Eric McCoy, he's the engine that makes this offensive line go. I mean, he's the center. He's the one that helped call protections. He's probably one of the elite centers in the league right now. Great player. He's strong. He's extremely athletic. Really good player. Cesar Ruiz, he's a first rounder they took in 2020. He was a converted center. They moved to guard when they took him. And he's also had an up and down career, right? He's kind of, I guess, would say between him and Penning, they're kind of the weak links on the offensive line. But he's just kind of been okay. He's never really been a great player. He's never really been completely awful, I guess. So there's been certain moments, I guess, but he's somebody that you, especially this much time in the league, not making some of the mistakes that he was making during preseason and whatnot. So you hope that he can kind of put it together with his new coaching staff. And then Talise Fuaga, the first round pick from last year, was a stud at left tackle. Now he's moved him to his natural position at the right tackle spot. This guy came in. He was known more for his run blocking, and a lot of people project him to go into guard. But he's been really good in pass protection. He's been a mauler in the run game. So I think these two tackles can really set that foundation for the Saints offensive line for the many years to come.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at it, a lot of these guys are 6'4" to 6'7", well over 300 pounds, and good sized body guys on this offensive line.
Yeah. So you just want them to start kind of living up to their draft status.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you'll definitely see a lot of improvement, and it'll be interesting to see how Kellen Moore's offense is shaped this year. He's been with a few different franchises, and he's kind of molded his offense to be whoever his players are. Right. We saw when he was in Dallas, centered the game around Dak and CeeDee Lamb. He gets to LA, focusing the game around Herbert and Keenan Allen, those receivers over there. He goes to Philly, he kind of reinvents it and focuses on the run game. And you see Saquon Barkley rush for all those yards, most rush yards ever
Yeah.
through the playoffs. So
And then you have your running back room, Alvin Kamara and Condre Miller, Felix Jones Jr., and then your newly drafted Devin Neal, 6th-rounder out of Kansas. And it's a full running back room over there, and obviously Kamara is going to be getting the load of everything. I still want to see Miller with a healthy season. I'm dying to see it. I want to see what he's capable of doing.
Every Saints fan is looking, because Kendra, you can see the talent. He pops when you watch him, right? He came out of TCU, and he's 6 foot, 220.
So does his body.
He's fast. He's strong. And he's looked great. And the times he's been able to show flashes, he just has been able to stay on the field, right? But with Kamara going into his age 30 season, he just recently turned 30. You kind of expect them to not rely so heavily with him in the run game, especially between the tackles. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. It's better to get him on the edges, but you want to be able to see Kendra kind of come in and spell him and take some of that dirty work in the middle, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an offense probably focused on the run game with these young quarterbacks, but you have 4 guys that bring a kind of a multitude of skill sets, because Velus Jones Jr. is a converted receiver. He was originally with the Bears, and he's kind of bounced around since then, but great return man. And then Devin Neal at Kansas, I mean, he was just an efficient runner, north and south runner. He always fell forward, always trying to get those tough yards, and he had a nose for the end zone.
That's a running back that you really want. The guy that leans forward, the guy that gets those extra 2 yards. You know what I mean? Just or extra 3 yards just by leaning forward. That really does make a difference. That can get your. I mean, not that everybody's looking at average, but that can get your average yardage per carry up. That can get your your team's average of per play. You know what I mean? And contact after being hit. You know what I mean? Contact or what's the word I'm looking for?
Yards after contact.
Yards after contact. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. And, Bill Belichick preached that a lot too, right? Lean forward. You know what I mean? You've always seen all of his slot receivers do the same thing. All of his running backs do the same thing. And that's what you need.
Yeah. But I mean, this is going to be a very interesting first season in the Kellen Moore era. I like Kellen Moore. I think he's a really good coach. I like what he's done so far with the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fares in his first year. I do think he's got the ownership and the leadership group to believe in him, to give him more than the 1 year if he does not have a great year in terms of the wins and losses. But it'll really be tailored around how is his development with this young quarterback room. And he's already made the first decision with going with Spencer Rattler. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun offense. I think it's going to be a team that's kind of slept on as well. I have been one of the harshest critics of the team. I've preached so many times that I don't believe that they're going to do well, but I think they're going to be somewhat competitive in majority of games.
Yeah.
They're just one of those under the radar teams that no one's talking about, or everyone's just writing off. They're 32nd in the league. They got the worst quarterback, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I think it'll be kind of that reverse, and they'll be very competitive this season.
Yeah. I hear you. Let's move over to that defense, man. That defense is made a lot of draft picks sitting in that secondary.
Yep. Yeah. So you have new defense coordinator Brandon Staley, who has had really great success with defenses as a coordinator. Didn't work out so much as a head coach in LA, but he's going to be implementing that 3-4 system. So it look a little bit different than what we have here on our lads, but you've added Vernon Broughton, 3rd rounder out of Texas. He's going to be playing probably close to that nose tackle or that 5 tech. You add Danny Stutzman, the 4th rounder out of Oklahoma, just a missile at linebacker. He's a guy that can get down here really quickly and make plays. Not great in the passing game, but I think that's an area that he can definitely improve on. He's got a 3rd round pick in Jonas Sanker, so the safety playing behind Justin Reed right here. And then the 4th rounder, you took Quincy Riley, college teammate of Tyler Shuck over at Louisville. So just to add some more speed and depth in that cornerback room. But I'm excited. I think you got a lot of name value on this defense, and you got a lot of like Grizzly veterans and guys can buy into Brandon Staley's system quickly. A lot of these, but on this kind of edge rush group defensive line, you've got a lot of different bodies there, so a lot of different rotations can come in. But in the 3-4 scheme, they're going to have them, and sometimes they're going to be in coverage, which isn't necessarily their strong suit, but it's just one of the natural things that happen with this scheme. But it's going to be really fascinating to see how quickly they get up to speed and what Staley can do with this group of veterans.
Yeah, I mean, you have Demario Davis, who I was a fan of when he was on the Jets, left the Jets, went to Cleveland, came back to the Jets. And he just got better over time. You know what I mean? He's older, obviously.
He's like a fine wine.
Yeah, he's like Bobby Wagner, man.
He
like
ages with time.
And Isaac Yiadom from San Francisco. Like I think these are some good veterans that you have here. You know, and these guys are just sitting here. You know, you have Chase Young, obviously. That's like you said, he looks like he's hurt, but you have Cameron Jordan still in there. You know what I mean? He could step up, and he's been a force to be reckoned with for a long time. He may be a little bit older now, and that's probably why they're switching him around and stuff like that. But at the same point, he's going to come in there, and you still have Kool-Aid on his. This is his 2nd year in. He's supposed to be a really good cornerback coming out, and it's you have a lot of draft picks in this depth to hopefully push forward with a lot more talent in these next years to come.
No, absolutely. And unfortunately, Tyrann Mathieu retired a Honey Badger, so hoping nothing but success moving forward after leaving the Saints. But Julian Blackman comes in off the street. He was with Indianapolis his whole career. He dealt with a really bad shoulder injury last year that he played through, but he's really a really instinctive safety that knows how to find the ball. So I think pairing him with Justin Reed gives us a really dangerous safety set back there. So I'm really excited to see what they can do in disguising coverages and keeping offenses on their toes. I think they're 2 really good ball hawks at safety, which just adds that other element to add with, like you said, Demario Davis, Pete Werner, this linebacking crew that has a lot of depth and a lot of talent.
Yeah. With that, do you want to jump over to some predictions?
You can, but I can't do it. I got to take the biases out of it. You're going to have to take this for me.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I can't. I'm going to go 17-0, baby. It's the Saints. Who dat?
All right.
And wait till Taysom Hill comes back. He's on the PUP list. Wait till he's fully healthy with that knee injury.
I didn't know we were doing this, but okay.
Don't. No, yes, you did. We talked
When did we say that we were going to do this?
This is actually like a week or so ago. Remember, I texted you. I was like, hey, when we do our teams, let's reverse it so there's no biases with it.
You probably did. I probably just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I got the receipts.
So do I. Okay, they're from Walmart and shit, but my receipts are the ones where the ink disappears.
Hey, this is for the people. Okay, they don't want to hear me rave about the Saints.
For the people, by the people.
100%.
All right. All right. So here is your 2025 New Orleans Saints schedule prediction.
You got to pull it back up, my friend.
What?
You got to pull it back up.
See, I'm already fucking up. You really want me to do this?
Hey, the Saints' future cannot be in my hands.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So you have the 2025 New Orleans Saints, week 1 hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Look, you got a new coach and everything. I think they're still going to be working some things out. And I think Arizona kind of knows where they are already with a bunch of weapons on offense and their defense being a little bit better towards the end of the season. I'm going to go Arizona week 1. On the road. Week 2, San Francisco. I think that they're still trying to work out some stuff with their wide receiver core, but they still have a very, very good running back room. And I don't know where their defense is going to be. This could be kind of a wonky one, but still give me San Francisco squeaking it out on the road. Week 3, the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are welcoming in the New Orleans Saints. So New Orleans Saints go over to the Seahawks. I just think the Seahawks defense is going to be a lot. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be something that's very, very much so a powerhouse. And I think that Seahawks are going to have a win at home here. So give me the Seahawks week 3. Week 4, the Buffalo Bills are going to be on a roll here, I believe. They have a very, very easy schedule for the season. And I'm going to go with the Bills week 4. Okay, so week 5, New Orleans goes back home and takes in the Giants. I think this could be a very much so a defensive game. So give me the Saints at home here. Week 6, the Saints stay home again. The Patriots come over. I think the Patriots are still defining who they are and what they can do. And you know what? I have a feeling that this could be a squeak out game as well. Give me the Saints at home. Week 7, the Chicago Bears are hosting the New Orleans Saints. I think the Bears are going to get a little bit of steam here, and I believe that they can probably start to understand and identify who they are here. So give me the Bears at home. Week 8, the Buccaneers are going over to New Orleans, and I just think that the Bucs have way too much power in their team, and they're on a roll starting from last year, going right into this year. Give me the Bucs on the road. Week 9, the LA Rams. This could go either way. And I'm starting to think that Stafford's back is a lot more hindered than people think. I think at this point, Jimmy Garoppolo might be in. Give me the Saints on the road against LA. Week 10, the Panthers hosting the Saints. Depending on where they are in this game and they're at home, I'm actually going to take the Panthers at home on this one, but I believe they could split the series. Okay, so give me the Panthers at home. Week 11, they have a bye week. Week 12, the Falcons go over to New Orleans. I think they could have a little bit more better of a defense this year, and I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year. So give me the Falcons on the road. Week 13, I believe that Miami will be in shambles at this point. The firing of the head coach, Tyreek Hill, is gone. Give me the Saints on the road in Miami. Week 14, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, I just think that it's a very, very hard team to beat this year, so I'm going to stick with the Bucs on this one. Week 15, I think the Panthers are going to be going over to New Orleans, and I think they're going to be bargaining more than what they wanted to chew off. So give me the Saints at home. Week 16, the Jets and the Saints. The Jets are going over to New Orleans, which we will be at, and I'm going to stand by it. I think the Jets are going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at you guys, and I think we're going to take the W. So loss at home. Week 17, the Titans. I think they might have a little bit of tricks up their sleeve, actually, and I think they'll have a hold of who they want to be towards the end, knowing that they're not in the playoffs here. So they might do the same exact thing. Give me the Titans at home. And Week 18, I think the Falcons are going to actually take one of these last games to see if they can have a playoff berth here, just see if they can make it. So give me the Falcons at home, and I think it is going to be a 5-12 Saints season.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate there.
I mean, anything that you would change? I try to be as I don't know, to put everything in the cards here, you know.
The LA Rams one, even with Stafford being out, I think that's still tough. So I don't know about that one, but outside of that, I mean, yeah, it all looks pretty
I do not trust Jimmy Garoppolo, dude. He's gonna kill one of his receivers.
I like I said earlier, I think a few episodes ago or whatever, I think they don't go to Garoppolo.
They go to Stafford.
I think they go to Ben. Yeah, I mean, he balled out in the preseason. So might as well. You know what you get with Jimmy G, right?
Hurt players.
Right. So might as well just unless they're like Jimmy G, go out there, give it to Kyron Williams, Blake Corum,
Every running play.
every play, Jaquez Hunter, all of them. Each one's gonna get like 30 carries.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I mean, that's what I see with that.
you did. Yeah, I think very well. I think they're going to be in the market for a quarterback next year. Would it probably be Garrett Nussmeier, the son of current Saints offensive coordinator Nussmeier?
Possibly.
Mhm.
Not
We don't
bad.
know.
I mean, no.
Yeah, Papa Doug Nussmeier's Papa Nussmeier.
Papa.
There we go. And that's your New Orleans Saints. Good job.
Yeah, that is your New Orleans side. I didn't know how to feel about it, so
You did great.
I was like, he's gonna yell at me.
Nah, nothing but love from Saints, and we know where we're going to be this year. All right.
Well, speaking of that, let me show you the depth chart and the New York Jets. I'll tell you what we're gonna be. Okay.
Yeah. Walk us through it. You want to start on your offense? Or you want to start with defense? Dare I say special teams?
No, special teams is all right. Whatever. We got a new punter and stuff. That's whatever. Now we can start on the offense, work our way to the defense. I mean, starting off with I'll start off with the offensive line because everything stems from there.
Yeah.
You know, you got Armand Membu, the first round pick. Basically everybody on here except for Tittman and John Simpson were first rounders. So you got Membu out of Missouri, who's going to have a tough first game against T.J. Watt. It's his first game. Welcome to the NFL, kid.
Yeah.
But you got Armand Membu, Elijah Vera Tucker, who now will be
It's kind of up in the air on.
kind of up in the air what's going there. But what they'll probably do is slide Joe Tittman over to that spot and then move Josh Myers from Green Bay, who is the center for Justin Fields in Ohio State, so familiarity there. And then John Simpson on the left guard and Olu Fashanu right there on the left tackle. So, if Xavier Newman needs to go in, he's proven that he's not like a huge difference maker, but he's solidified. He can get the job done for a couple games,
Yeah.
And I like it, So with that, I'll move right into the run game because that's kind of what they want to do.
Before you move on to there,
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of Olu Fashanu coming out last year
at Penn State.
Yeah. I really wanted the Saints to get him because I knew we needed a left tackle. And obviously with Fuaga, he's more of a right tackle. But you guys sniped him. I was like, oh, man. All right. So, but I'm a huge Olu fan. So you got to steal there.
Yo, crazy story about that, actually. His family was going back home, and he didn't have anywhere to go. And he was sleeping in his car.
Wow, really?
So the Jets helped him out and gave him a spot, obviously, to stay. But he wasn't telling nobody. He was just like, no, I'll just stay in the car. We're good. And he was sleeping in the car.
Wow.
Like, talk
After
about
the draft?
I forget when it was. It was sometime recently. He was just like, well, I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z. Like, whatever. So, yeah, something had happened. I don't know if it was like a deportation or something like that, but something had happened and he had nowhere to go. So
interesting.
But yeah, he's a trooper, man. So kind of going into the offensive line protecting this quarterback room, you have Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor here, right? So and that practice squad would be Brady Cook, who we saw over at the combine there. So but right now it looks like Tyrod Taylor will be ready to go for the week 1 game. But
yeah, two really athletic options at the quarterback room. I mean, Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, great athletes at the quarterback position.
Yeah, and they can move the chains with their own legs too. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about both of them. They could be mobile. Tyrod, he might not be good for like seasons at a time, but stretches like game stretches and stretches of certain games.
Like if
2 or
something
3
happened to
games.
Fields, he could come in and
Yeah.
keep the ship afloat.
Yeah, he really can. Like people don't understand that he's got a pretty good laser of an arm. He's got good velocity on the ball. He can place the ball where it needs to be. He just can't do it week after week after week to put together a whole season. Like he's never
Yeah,
been
he's
able
older
to.
now.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but if you need him to be there, he understands how to read a defense. He understands how to put together an offense, how to command and generalize an offense going down the field. So,
Yeah. But can we spend some time on Justin Fields?
sure.
I love Justin Fields coming out of the draft back in 2023, 20 or whatever, whenever he came out. I was a huge Justin Fields guy. It was crazy that he fell as far as he did and got drafted by the Bears. But I don't care that his throwing motion's a little weird. I don't care that he kind of is tough for him, slow processor. I think he's a great athlete. He's got a live arm, and I'm really excited to see what he does under the leadership of Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Like he's went out and they paid him a pretty decent contract to be the guy. They didn't bring any other competition in, other than obviously you had Tyrod Taylor there still. But I'm really excited for the Fields experience.
Yeah, so am I. I'm interested to see what it's like to actually have a mobile guy now.
After the Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, and the Zach
days.
Wilson treatments.
Yeah.
I guess I could say, you know what I do like about, even though it's kind of quirky in the way that he throws the ball, is the fact that he doesn't. If you watch him, he does not often pat the ball before he throws it.
Yeah.
And that's very hard to find. Like that, Peyton Manning, I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning, but in that sense of, holding the ball, he always used to cradle it with both hands and then just deliver it instead of patting it and then tossing it, So, and that's a really good thing to have. That way, nobody, if the safety's looking at you, by the time you throw the ball, he doesn't really have time to understand that you're gonna, because you patted it, So, it's a really good awareness to understand that you don't want that, so you get rid of that, or maybe you just never had to have it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I'm like I said, I'm excited for the Fields experience. I think he gives you guys a chance. He's a true leader. I think he gives you guys a chance to be competitive, and I think he'll make a big impact on the season this year.
Yeah, and this is a big year for Breece Hall going into that running back room. They are trying to understand what he can and can't do still, because look, there's been injury. First year he came in, he just completely annihilated people, and then all of a sudden his ACL went, and then it was trying to come back, and he's not the same person. But you've seen the flashes of him breaking off 60-yard runs down for a touchdown. Just as soon as he sees the hole, going after it, right? So, what I do believe that they're going to try to do this year, though, with him and Braylon Allen, is that Montgomery and Gibbs connection that they have over in Detroit, because they do have Aaron Glenn coming from over there, Engstrom from who was the pass game coordinator in Detroit, also is now the offense coordinator. So I believe that they're going to try to put this together. I believe Allen is probably going to be the heavy man that you give the rock to, and I believe they're going to try to mismatch Breece with some linebackers and give him the passing game. I really think that.
So, do you believe Breece Hall is on this team for the entire season?
I think it depends on how far they go, and if they realize that it's just not working out, I think they might trade him.
So say it's week 8,
mm-hmm.
and you guys are, we'll just say 4-3 heading into that game.
No, they're going to keep him. I think they're going to keep him. I think you're going to have to be basically under the boat, you know what I mean, in order to get rid of him. And not only that, Isaiah Davis, if you look at Isaiah Davis, he's the next guy in line to be exactly what Breece Hall is too.
That's what I'm saying, is you got a deep running back room here, and you could have a Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis backfield. It was pretty dangerous combination there.
Yeah.
Right? Do you sell off Breece Hall in the final year of his contract to recoup some assets?
Right. I mean, it's definitely a possibility, and I think it's going to go with exactly what we think what the wins and losses look like during right before the trade deadline. Who's injured, during the season on all 31
Yeah.
other teams. So I think that that's kind of how it should look. And Keen Nwangu, obviously, he's more of a kind of a special teams guy. He's going to be the punt returner, kick returner there. He
He's
does some
fast.
great things. Yeah, he is. He's very fast. He broke one off last year too. So, but that's pretty much what he'll be used for. But I don't want anybody to look past this guy, Andrew Beck. This was the first
Texas
Andrew-
legend.
Yeah, Texas legend fullback, 6'3", 255. I do not want to get in this man's way. He's been in New England, Denver, Houston, Green Bay, back to Houston, and now he's on the Jets. Okay, this was Mouge's first initial contract when he brought anybody here. This was the first guy he signed on the team. Okay, so I think they had an idea of what they wanted to do. They got this kid in, and you have to see what he like. They do use him in some of these sets where he'll block, release, catch, and go. And you know what? When you see a 6'3", 255-pound man catching out of the backfield, go ahead, go try to tackle him. Or when he's go does a flag or a small square in or something like that, it's gonna be very hard. So
Yeah, I think it gives you a good option, a good blocker, good receiving threat. Like,
yeah.
he adds that other extra element to the run game. So I think really, I do believe your offense will be centered around the run game, similar to what we talked about with the Saints, to take some of that pressure off Fields, but also utilize Fields as a weapon.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
But we got to talk about your receivers, man. Come on,
Yep.
That's the flashiness, that's the fun stuff. Like,
yeah, we signed the Garrett Wilson. Obviously, got his big contract. They brought in Josh Reynolds from Detroit, which was awesome. That he was over there, and Alan Lazard is still here on a very cheap deal. So those are some okay 1, 2, 3s right there. And
quick question on that though.
Yeah, shoot.
Now that Garrett Wilson has his big contract, can we get him some like tight fitted sleeves? Those long sleeve grandpa things are just the aura is awful. He's got negative aura with those things.
I think those are tight sleeves. He's just really skinny.
Ain't no way, dude. he could like flap with those things. Like
he can.
It probably slows him down.
It might.
Wearing those things.
It might.
Like, let's get my man in New Jersey, dude. Like, come on. What are we doing here?
We'll send him some top dog coverage stuff.
Yeah, like this is.
We'll make
madness.
We'll make some good stuff for him.
Call Aaron Glenn. Call somebody. I gotta get this man some swag back. Like it kills me seeing him in those long grandpa jersey sleeves, dude.
Hey, you like what you like, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm cool with the. I thought that they would have kept not for nothing, like Tyler Johnson, but he's on the practice squad. Mm-hmm. But
he can always get called up.
Yeah, no, he can, which I like the depth because it's not like anybody's really grabbing him. But Arian Smith is a big guy from Georgia. Okay, I don't want a big guy, but like a big guy in speed, 6 foot 180. If he can, Aaron Glenn already said that he's that we know what the problem is, and we're gonna work on fixing it. And if he can stretch the field, this kid could be a star. I don't want to say, like they could put him in great packages, and you have Xavier Gibson right behind Alan Lazard, who will be pretty much gone next year anyway. So, and he's been here for a few years now. So small slot guy. I don't like what he did in the preseason. It seemed like he was really off, but obviously there's a lot more to see than just the preseason. There's practices, there's a lot of stuff, there's camp that they've seen him in. So, we're going to see how this offense hums. And
do you feel okay with like the depth at receiver outside of your top 3 options? I mean, like you said, Arian Smith could, if they continue to develop him, he can be obviously a playmaker for you guys. But it just seems like it's a little light on the receiver depth there.
I do, but I'm also happy that they have the guys who they have on the practice squad. Nobody's taking them because I have seen them and what they've done, and one of those guys is actually Brandon Smith. I thought Brandon Smith was going to make it. Skinner and Pritchett during the preseason. Not a lot of people know who I'm talking about, but these guys they balled their ass out, man. Like they were diving for balls. They were they really wanted to make this team, and like if something happens, I'm actually comfortable with the people getting called up from the practice squad.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to say that in years. Like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But moving over to who guards those guys, we're going to move over to the defense. Is
Whoa! We can't move
what?
on from the offense without talking about this tight end room.
The tight end room. Yeah.
Like,
So actually, big pickup with this. This is a really solid tight end room with Mason Taylor in the second round from LSU, who's going to be
LAU.
your starter. Yep. Jeremy Rucker, who came from Ohio State. Again, another person that is very familiar with our quarterback, Justin Fields. Okay. And then you have Stone Smart from the Los Angeles Chargers, and then waiver pickup with Jelani Woods from Indianapolis. Jelani Woods is a very sneaky, good pickup. That is a very strong, very depth move.
Virginia product, I believe.
We can check.
I think
He
it's
is.
Virginia.
Look at you, 6'7", 255.
Yeah, great red zone threat. I just think injuries to kind of derailed his Indianapolis career. But yeah, I'm excited. I really like this tight end room. I think Mason Taylor is a great second rounder. Right, he was a stud at LSU. I believe his bloodlines are the defensive end from Miami that went to the Hall of Fame, Jason Taylor.
Yep.
I believe that is his father. So,
I believe that one of these guys will get cut before the end of the year. I think Jeremy Ruckert might be the odd man out here.
Really, you don't think Stone Smart or Jelani Woods would get it before Ruckert?
I don't know, man. It hasn't been really looking good with what Ruckert has been putting on the field. Every time he's asked to come up, he's either hurt or what have you. He's only had a couple flashes, and he's failed in a couple of their opportunities. So, Jelani Woods, coming up like that, I don't know. He's had a lot more success. And this kid's still trying to get his feet wet in the NFL, and he's just not doing the trick. So one of these guys could be used if somebody needs a tight end or something like that, or depth, or you trade them off. So I know that's a lot of tight ends for one team in a depth spot. You know what I mean? That's as many running backs. You have 4.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I wanted to highlight the tight end room because I think Mason Taylor is a great option. Even a sleeper pick in fantasy. Just I don't know how much of the passing game he's going to be involved with initially, because like I said, I do think it's going to be predicated around the run. Yeah. But I think he's going to be a great, solid option down the line. He's going to have some good performances this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And going over to this defense, you do have Sauce Gardner. He also got paid. You know what I mean? I think it was the best thing that they did was pay their wide receiver in their corner. And he's going into his third year now. And then you also have you have Brandon Stevens from Baltimore. You know what I mean? They wanted to get him in there just like Reed was over there. They have Michael Carter back in that nickel. And that's very, very good corners over there. Just, doing what they've been doing the past few years. Before it was Reed, now it's Stevens. You got Tony Adams as that strong safety and Andre Cisco from Jacksonville with Isaiah Oliver in the back, right? I think that's really good depth with him, and a very good draft pick in Malachi Moore with the strong safety from Alabama. So they've been saying that Malachi Moore has been doing great work in camp, and also Azarai Thomas, the third rounder from Florida State, 6'1", 200 pounds. He's not going to be starting either, but he's definitely there. He'll probably be in some packages. And my favorite, I mean, I'm a trench guy, right? I really do like the trenches. I really do like this Will McDonald to trade for Harrison Phillips and Quinnen Williams and Jermaine Johnson. Those 4 I love.
Yeah, it's a really good front 4 there. Like, It's exciting. It can help really control the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, and not only that, you still do have a draft pick that's third in depth with Tyler Barron from Miami, the defensive end. 6'5", 260 pounds, and he's a 5th-round pick. But you also have a linebacker you picked as well, Kiko Muagwo, sorry, who's 6'1", 6'2", 233 pounds. But he's going to be sitting behind. If you get past these 4, you're going to have to deal with Quincy Williams and Jamien Sherwood. That is not the easiest thing to do. Okay, the linebacker room here is absolutely ridiculous. You're talking about 2 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
So this is a star-studded defense, and I know it's the New York Jets. Like, I understand that. People are going to be like, dude, relax. Healthy. We've seen these dudes. You've seen what they've done. Okay. McDonald has a lot of speed. Harrison will clog up the running. Quincy Williams is getting after your quarterback along with Jermaine Johnson. Quincy Williams will disrupt that run game if he wants to. He will go right through that hole and just light up your running back. Okay, he will move people. And then when you're trying to scramble around and throw it to people, well, you got Sauce Gardner just ready to pick it off at any given time. They're going to be flying around the ball. It's going to be really, really hard against this defense, but the offense has got to do what they're supposed to do. That's the problem. So
yeah, I think just last year and years prior, the offense wasn't able to sustain drives and allow the defense to stay off the field, recover, stuff like that. But I mean, you got a lot of good depth over here on the defensive line as well. Like Leonard Taylor III, the undrafted free agent from last year. I think he's a stud, and I think he's just going to continue to develop in the ceiling. I think the sky's the limit for this guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, and not for nothing, you're talking about a bunch of guys that have played together. Barron Tyler, Leonard Taylor, Kiko. He's also on there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys are from Florida, Azaria Thomas. You know what I mean? A lot of these Florida guys. So there's already
you guys did get a lot of Miami players. That's interesting.
And another Florida State with Jermaine Johnson still there. You know what I mean? Like it's we got Iowa States, Florida States, Miami guys. Like that's kind of what we're either looking in the middle of nowhere or south of the border. So
yeah.
But I mean, that's my take on. I don't know if you have anything else to really add, but I mean, I'm excited to see something new with the offense, but I am always going to be excited about this defense because I know what it brings. I know the potential, and to see what Steve Wilks can bring and what kind of schemes he can put together. So,
well, not only that, but also Aaron Glenn. He's a defensive-minded head coach. He's done a great job as the defense coordinator with Detroit in those last few seasons.
Yeah,
he was the defensive backs coach in New Orleans, so he's a really good competitor. He's a really good leader. So I really think it's going to be able to get the most out of these guys and, dare I say, have a new day and age in New York.
Never know.
Is there hope in Gotham? There's only one way to find out.
There is only one way to find out, and that would be
to tune into the next episode. Just kidding.
Wow. That would be such a cliffhanger. That would be such a cliffhanger.
Had to. All
right. Start us off, Whisk.
Okay. So here is your record prediction for the 2025 New York Jets. Week 1, you have Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin putting all their chips in. They're visiting the New York Jets with Aaron Glenn and Mr. Justin Fields. I think you guys pull off the upset. I think the Jets win at home. It's going to be an emotional win. Week 2, you have the Buffalo Bills visiting the New York Jets. I think emotions are still going to be kind of too high. I think Josh Allen's going to end up coming in and doing a last-second heroics, and he's going to end up winning that game. So give me the Bills on the road. Week 3, you had the Jets visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. I just think this is going to be one of those weird games. I think Justin Fields will use his legs a lot, and I think the Jets pull off the win.
On my birthday, I like it. Let's go.
There we go. And week 4, you have the Jets visiting the Miami Dolphins. I think both of us have just kind of been down on the Dolphins. They're not sure where they're going to be. I think this is going to be one of those things where it's their last breath. They could be going one way or another. I do think Miami pulls off the upset here. I think they win at home. Week 5, you have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the New York Jets. It's earlier within the season, so I don't think that the weather's going to matter too much there. I think the Cowboys offense is going to be too many weapons there, so give me the Cowboys on the road. Week 6, you have the Denver Broncos visiting the New York Jets. I think Bo Nix and company, they're going to be in rhythm by this point. They have a great defense. Go and give me the Broncos on the road. Week 7, you have the Carolina Panthers visiting the New York Jets. I think Bryce Young and company, they'll show more improvement. I think that defense will be better, but I do think you guys will end up pulling out the win. So give me the Jets at home. Week 8, you have the Jets hitting the road and visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. Sorry, I think there's a big talent difference here. I think Joe Burrow and company are going to light up the scoreboard. I think the Bengals are going to pull off a big win. Week 9, you have your bye week. Week 10, you have the Cleveland Browns visiting the New York Jets. I don't think the Browns are going to be a very good football team this year. I like their head coach, and I just think the Jets are going to be too much. So I think the Jets are going to win at home. Week 11, you have the Jets visiting the New England Patriots. You have their new head coach. You have Drake May over there. So I do think Mike Vrabel will kind of get these guys in the right path. The defense will be better. I do think the Patriots are going to win at home. Week 12, you have the Jets hitting the road, visiting the Baltimore Ravens. Again, I think the talent difference, Lamar Jackson is going to be too much for the defense. So going to give me the Ravens at home. Week 13, you have the Falcons visiting the Jets. The Falcons, they just are up and down all the time. I think they have more talent on offense. I think they'll be improved, but I think Justin Fields and the Jets are going to be better and take the win on this one. So give me the Jets at home. Week 14, I think by this time Miami's imploded. I don't know who's going to be on this team, so going to give me the Jets at home. Week 15, you have the Jets visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this is going to be one of those weird games. I think Trevor Lawrence and company are going to be much improved. I think the Jaguars get the win at home. Week 16, this is the game that we will be visiting down in New Orleans together. I think the Jets are on the road. They're hitting New Orleans, and I think you guys are in a way better position than the Saints are. So going to give me the Jets on the road. Week 17, you have the Patriots visiting the New York Jets. Again, I think by this time Drake May is going to be really feeling himself. He's going to be in a great position. So I do think the Patriots pull off the upset on the road. And Week 18, you're going to be playing for pride at this point. You have the Jets visiting the Buffalo Bills. I think the seeding is going to have a really big part of this, so I do think the Buffalo will have to play their starters. So give me Buffalo at home, and you guys are finishing with a 7-10 record.
Okay, I can see that.
How are we feeling? Wait, roast me.
No. I don't think anything is too far off. I think maybe I would say switch one or the other. Maybe one win from the Patriots and like a fluky loss from like the Panthers or something just weird or the Steelers, like a switch up or something like that. That's all. But I do see around 7. I do see around like 7 wins, something like that. Yeah,
fair enough.
Nothing crazy.
I'm trying to help your draft position.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, look, we understand what's happening here, right? So
yeah,
that's we will be down in Tampa if we're able to go to the game again. We're gonna go to the game, but also New Orleans will be there. We're definitely going to the game there, and actually got to get I have to put in for the hotel.
Damn man,
and get all that stuff. Yeah, but. I mean that's it, dude. We've done
32 teams, baby.
32 teams. That's how good we are.
That's a lot of grind time there.
A
lot went into that.
Yeah, there was a lot that actually happened, but we were glad to get it all done. We were glad to get everything put out there for our fans. Thank you guys for commenting and following us and everything like that, because without you guys, 32 hours.
32 teams, 32 different fan bases, 32 ways for us to get things wrong, right?
Right.
But it's all fun. You know, we love the NFL as a whole. We do have our individual teams that we are fans of, but at the end of the day, we look at it as a whole for the league. So we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys. So make sure you follow us at Top Dog Coverage, TOPDAWG Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. If you guys want to hit us up, let us know how you're doing in fantasy at topdogcoverage@gmail.com. Please do so. Swipe up on iTunes, swipe up on Spotify, leave us a comment, hit the 5 stars. We love doing work for you guys so you guys can understand the game just a little bit better. And if you're doing fantasy for the first time or you just want to dive into it, go check out our other episode on basics of fantasy football for people who are just beginning. It is a classic. It is a gem. But we love you guys, and we are ready for kickoff on Thursday night, Cowboys and Dallas, and we've been waiting since Combine.
Also, if you're on YouTube, check out our post. Vote on our post. We post a bunch of different things on there. We have a bunch of different polls going, so
we do. We have
vote.
A lot.
Your vote counts.
Your vote does count. Oh, with that, C-Dub, I'm out. You're out.
Peace.
Later.